The main reason winterizing is so important is to protect your investment, for the longevity of your motor, and to avoid expensive fixes later down the road. But it can be hard for boat owners to know exactly what that requires. Kevin O'Rourke, a service technician at Schroeder's RV and Marine, shares some insight.
The biggest problem being that there's so many different types of boats, it's hard to just generalize. I've got a 4-stroke Mercury here, but the really important things are to stabilize your fuel, because fuel goes bad within a couple of weeks nowadays.
And another is changing your lower unit.
Your lower unit lube is down in the water, and you at very least have to check and make sure that you haven't got a leak where you're either losing lube or you're getting water into it. So that's super important, because you can actually freeze the housings here and crack them or push the bearings out if you have water in there and you wouldn't know it.
And on a 4-stroke motor, changing the engine oil, even though people around here sometimes only get 10 to 15 hours on their boat during the 3 to 4 month boating season.
Even changing what looks like good oil can be important, because you can have condensation build up in there. You can have acids that build up just from the motor running. And so a lot of times around here we drain oil and it looks real good. Still recommended to do.
And after changing the oil,
I would run it on the hose for 5 minutes or so, make sure it gets good and hot. And what that's really doing is just circulating the gas that I treated earlier to make sure that the stabilized fuel gets in through the whole fuel system and through your fuel injectors, and to make sure that you don't have those expensive clogged issues later on down the road.
Kevin said these steps are important in protecting your boat from costly repairs later, but because there's such a large variety of boats and motors, when in doubt, call the professionals.
Between 4-stroke outboards, 2-stroke outboards, inboard IO boats that have to be drained so they don't freeze, if there's any question, it's still better to bring it in and make sure it gets done right.
Reporting from Rylander, Shauna Johnson, Newswatch 12.